Hi, this is Mato. In this video, I will show you a very beautiful chess game. This is the game between Aronian and Anand that was played in Netherlands in 2013. Aronian had white pieces and he started with d4. Anand played d5, c4, queen's gambit, c6, knight to f3, knight to f6, knight to c3, and Anand goes for semi-Slav defense. If pawn takes pawn on c4, we would have Slav defense. e6 was played, e3, knight from b to d7, bishop to d3, and now pawn takes pawn on c4, bishop takes on c4, b5, making room for bishop to come to b7, bishop to d3. The most played move in this position is bishop to b7. Anand played bishop to d6, Aronian castled kingside, and Anand castled kingside too. Queen to c2, queen and bishop are aiming at pawn on h7, bishop to b7, a3, and Anand played rook to c8. The most common move in this position is a6. Planning c5. To stop that, white would play b4 and then black would play a5. But in our game we have rook to c8. It is white to move, and Aronian played knight to g5. Let's take it back. Rook to d1 is the most popular move in this position. Also popular is e4, with the idea to play e5, forking knight and bishop, so black would have to play e5 himself. And also bishop to d2 is seen quite often. But in our game, knight to g5, knight, bishop and queen are hitting the pawn on h7. How is Anand going to respond? The move that comes to mind is bishop takes pawn on h2. If bishop takes pawn on h2, check, then king takes bishop, and then knight to g4, check, king to g1, queen takes knight to g5, and after say f3, knight from g to f6. In the game, Anand played something totally different. Played c5, attacking the pawn on d4. Not only that, now bishop is hitting on g2 pawn. Okay, it is white to move. Knight takes pawn on h7 was played. And if knight takes knight, this is not what Anand played, but if knight takes knight, then bishop takes knight, and white is okay. Anand didn't capture knight. He played knight to g4. Knight and bishop are hitting pawn on h2. And now, f4 was played. What would happen if h3 is played? This is a possible variation. Bishop to h2 check, and after king to h1, queen to h4, attacking the knight. And white would be advised not to capture rook on f8 because of this move. Queen takes pawn on h3, pawn is pinned, threat is checkmate. So probably d5 would be played. Very complex position. Aronian played f4. Now pawn takes pawn on d4, e takes on d4, and very interesting move by Anand. Bishop to c5, sacrificing the bishop. But Aronian played bishop to e2. We would like to know what will happen if pawn takes bishop. Then knight takes on c5. Knight and queen are attacking bishop on d3. After, say, sensible move, knight takes on f8. Then check, and after king to h1, knight takes on d3, and black is doing well. In the game we have a bishop to e2. It is black to move. In this position, Anand played an amazing move. What would you play in this position if you had black pieces? Anand played knight from d to e5. Pawn on d4 can't capture knight because it's pinned, but f pawn can capture knight. In the game, Aronian captured knight on g4. Why not pawn takes knight? If pawn takes knight, we would have this brilliant finish. Queen takes pawn on d4, check, and after king to h1, check. Rook takes queen, check, mate. So we have bishop takes knight, bishop takes on d4, check, king to h1, knight takes bishop on g4, knight takes rook. First move that comes to mind is king takes knight. If king takes knight, then white will probably play queen to h7. Anand played f5, preventing white queen from coming to h7. Knight to g6, knight is trying to escape. Queen to f6, h3, queen takes knight. And now, pawn takes knight is not a good idea. If pawn takes knight, then queen to h6, checkmate. So Aronian played queen to e2, queen to h5, queen to d3, defending the pawn on h3. In this position, Anand made a move, and Aronian resigned. What is the move? Bishop to e3. If, for example, bishop takes bishop, then queen takes on h3, check, and after king to g1, queen takes pawn on g2, check, mate. This was well played by Vishy Anand, wasn't it? And it remains to be seen if we are going to see knight to g5 in the near future. Perhaps some improved version. Maybe after c5, white can try bishop takes pawn on h7, check, and after king to h8, then f4. This is another way to play for white. And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.